Hey, Christine, we're all set.
All right, great. Thank you, Mary. Now being 5:45, I'll call the monthly Finance Audit Committee meeting to order. This is January 27th, 2026. I'll read the accessibility and notice of non-discrimination. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron. The notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries regarding the federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. Thank you. Mary, could you do roll call vote, please?
Yes, Christine Joy,
Present.
Stephen Santasonio,
Present.
Becky Coletta,
Present.
and Mike Perez.
Present.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, so number 2, the consent agenda. These were sent out. I would like a motion to accept the October 2025 meeting minutes, the October 2025 financials, and the November 2025 financials. If no one has any questions or anything they'd like to change on those.
I will make that motion, Christine.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yep.
We have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. All right, so Mary, roll call vote on the consent agenda, please.
Yes, Christine Joy,
Accept.
Stephen Santasonio,
Accept.
Becky Coletta,
Accept.
and Mike Perez.
Accept.
All right, thank you, everybody. All right, so number 3, December 2025 financials. Brenda, you want to take the helm on this one?
Yep. Okay, so we have a new format, so I'll go through and explain a little bit as we're going through the report. First up is the full P&L for OCPC, and this shows all the details of where the income is coming from. And then towards the bottom, it shows all the details of where the expenses come from. And then when we go all the way to the third page, I just have summarized the totals of the P&L. And we have the OCPC total expense was $2,406,209. The amount of pass-through within that number is $981,777. And the ROM total expense, which the P&L for ROM is next, but the ROM total expense is $58,876. And because they're the audit includes all of the combined expenses of both companies, the total expenses, including ROM, is $2,465,085. Second up, I'm sorry, does anybody have any questions about the OCPC P&L? Okay. Next up is the ROM P&L. Same thing. It shows the details of the income, which was at the end of December was $40,600. And then it shows the details of the expenses. Total expenses were $58,876,000. And the bottom line would be the net income, which in December was minus $18,276. Moving on. The next report is a report everyone's familiar with, the AAA Outstanding Balances Report. Sean, can you just explain why the numbers are as low as they are? Because that's pretty kind of not a normal thing at all. You're muted.
Biggest reason is because we got paid. We normally carry on average somewhere between 6 and 9 months worth of receivables on this line. And Age did a very good job this year of clearing out FY25, federal fiscal year FY25 billings and payments. The additional reason is that we do have some billings for November that have not been placed in yet because there was some concern about the formatting, particularly of the nutrition bill. Age had come back and had rejected that invoice, and said that they wanted some clarification on the way that OCES had submitted that bill. David and I and Yolanda and Exant from OCES had met with Kelly Slattery, and we clarified those things. So we just resubmitted that bill. Additional reason for us not rushing to get billing done is the fact that we do not have a contract. It actually just showed up in the last day or so. We're in the process of evaluating it, and it's only a partial contract. Looks to be about 40 some odd % based on first glance. So of the total funding, it is anticipated, and this happened last year, but it's anticipated that we will see the full funding. As a matter of fact, we might even see a small increase in one or two of the categories, but that just has not come through from the Fed yet. So, but that's the basic, the positive answer of all this is the fact that we are not sitting on 6 to 9 to even 12 months of receivables on this line.
Okay, so that all said, in our books, we're showing total outstanding AAA funds pass through at $2,352. Total outstanding admin and ombudsman funds, $6,591, bringing the total of all of the AAA outstanding funds to $8,943. The volunteer transportation program funds balance through current is we received $329.90 in donations, which brings the fund to $164,407. Next up is our budget pages. As you all know, the budget has 3 pages. The first page, budget expenses. I would like to point out that there are 3 highlighted areas. Those areas, the budget amount has been increased because it was necessary because the actual expenses got high and I needed to put more money into there. So of the surplus funds that we have, we increased the meeting expenses to $9,000 from $3,000. We increased the training, education, and professional development just a small bit from $4,500 to $5,500. And building repairs and maintenance, we increased a lot. As you all know, at the beginning of when we were doing our original budget, we weren't really sure what was happening because of the federal government unknowns. So we budgeted very conservatively and were planning on just holding off on anything that needed to be done to the building. But because things got better and we do have plenty of funds coming in at this point, we did have a large roof repair expense. So the building repairs and maintenance increased to $50,000 from $15,000. So there's room for if we need any more repairs. It's more in line with what we normally would budget anyway. Based on our projected budget for this fiscal year, the ideal expenditures in month 6 of the fiscal year would be 50%. December report shows expenditures at 44.93% or 45%. So our expenses in December show a 5% surplus. Budgeted income over expenses at the end of December shows a surplus of $596,014. Okay, moving on to budget income. Okay, the budget income, the first columns show last year's budget. Oh, could you move over a little bit? There you go. And the second column show this year's budget. And the reason we have last year's budget up there is because some of the numbers in this year's budget are from grants that started last year. And if we didn't list last year's budget, you wouldn't be able to see where the money was coming from. So, and our income budget has been increasing all along. And next would be pass-through funds. Top space shows AAA pass-through budget and funds remaining. And the second graph shows the other pass-through funds, which at this point are only contractor expenses. And the total pass-through funds bottom line is $981,777. And the next up is our finances at a glance. Okay, and this, I'm sorry, the available cash reserves. This shows the bank account balances for both ROM and OCPC, outstanding accounts receivables, details of grants and programs that have been paid in advance or are reserved for specific programs, therefore the cash that is not available as reserves. It shows the monthly payroll expense report, the approximate monthly AP for both ROM and OCPC. The approximate monthly income and expense for ROM is reported, and the Rockland Trust Building Loan monthly principal balance is reported. So that all said, I'll go through the details. Cash position report shows the following monthly accounts. Accounts are in order of most easily available first. It shows the amounts for the Rockland Trust Savings, the Northeastern Savings Money Market, Northeastern Savings CD, Rockland Trust Payroll Account, and the Rockland Trust Regular Checking. The Rockland Trust Regular Checking Account has restrictions as follows. The DLTA Augmentation Grant, advance funds received in advance of $135,803 has a balance remaining of $38,306. Efficiency and Regionalization Grant, also advance funds received of $168 has a balance remaining of $24,807, which is earmarked to be used for that grant only. Volunteer Transportation Restricted Funds balance of $164,408 is earmarked for the Volunteer Transportation Program only. OPEB contributions at this point are $30,000 earmarked for OPEB funding FY26. Rockland Trust Custody Account has $133,941. Total of all the accounts 1 through 7 is $1,986,430 minus the restricted funds listed above of $227,521 equals adjusted total funds available at this time at the end of December of $1,758,909. Plus, we have outstanding accounts receivables expected of $365,955. ROM current bank balance is $118,800. Monthly revenue for the rental is $5,850. I'm sorry, for the rental of the building is $5,850 a month. Monthly average expenses in ROM are $6,231. Rockland Trust Loan monthly payments are $2,075. The principal balance on the building loan after the December 2025 payment is $263,637. And I'll repeat this paragraph again. Based on our projected budget for this fiscal year, the ideal expenditures in month 6 of the fiscal year would be 50%. December report shows expenditures at 45%. So our expenses in December show a 5% surplus. Budgeted income over expenses at the end of December shows a $596,014 surplus, which is that 5%. So moving down.
Wait.
Okay. Actually, I think that was actually the end. The fiscal reserves were the last report. Oh no, the OPEB funds, Megan, I'm sorry, I didn't attach that to the original. Yeah, we've already covered this OPEB report, but each month this will be updated for the month being reported, so you'll see what's happening in the OPEB report in graph form, showing the calendar year summary to date on a month-by-month basis, and the fund performance month to month is shown, as well as the rate of return percentages. And that's the end of the financial report. And if anyone has any questions at all or wants to change anything about the new reporting or questions at all, just let me know. Since this is the first time we've used the new format, so that's it. I'm finished.
Anybody have any questions for Brenda? All right, Brenda and I met, oh gosh, what was it? Like a couple months ago. And this was a format that Brenda presented. It's so much easier for her. If you recall, Sandy suggested that we take a look at our financials and consider reporting in a simpler fashion. So these reports were so much easier for Brenda, and a lot less information, but I think better information than what we were providing before. So if I'm hoping that you all like it. If you don't, we'd love to have some feedback. So this is, as Brenda stated, the first time that we've used this new format, but it looked good to me. And this is what we thought would be information that you would all be interested in, that and just much more concise and smaller report. So I hope you all enjoyed it.
Mhm.
And
Immensely.
Christine, there are two items on number 3 for action, but we probably can combine them into one. It's the changes to the financials that Brenda had already implemented. And
Okay.
just so the finance committee can formally saying to move forward with this change in addition to the financials.
Okay, so how about if we first have a motion to accept this new format, and then we'll do a second motion to accept the 2025 December 2025 financials to bring to the full council tomorrow. So can we have a motion first to accept this new format?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Stephen.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Okay, thank you.
I was-
And can
might
you do
do
roll
that.
call vote?
Yes, Christine Joy,
Accept.
Stephen Santisonio,
Accept.
Michael Perez,
Second.
and Becky Coletta.
Accept.
All right, thank you, everybody. All right, so now can someone make a motion to accept the December 2025 financials, and we'll bring them to the full council for their approval tomorrow.
So moved.
All right, thank you.
Second.
All right. Mary, roll call vote, please.
Christine Joy,
Accept.
Stephen Santisonio,
Accept.
Mike Perez,
Accept.
Becky Coletta.
Accept.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, Mary, fiscal reserves, what's that?
Brenda, that's that one pager.
Okay,
the one
perfect.
page, that was part of the financial.
All right,
report.
great,
This was a little
excellent.
bit
Okay.
more.
So what we will
This is
do
our
moving
first time
forward-
out, so.
What we'll do moving forward, we'll take this, the fiscal reserve off of this because it's implemented in the new format.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, review of financial policies.
So I don't think that we had any amendments to the financial policies, so there is actually no items here, but what we'll do is, since we just updated last year, what the reason why it's even put on here is that we will do this on an annual basis. We just had a lot of things going on the heels of some of the recommendations that Paul Omano had research bringing in from his recommendation, how things worked for the city of Brockton. So that's just more of an FYI. And we will continue, we'll take this up from a year unless there's some reason throughout the year we need to change something.
Beautiful. All right, and Mary, that's on the Google Drive, right? If somebody
That
wanted
is,
to,
yes.
great, thank you. Okay, number 5, FY25 audit. This is an action item. This is the audit that CLA performed for us, and there is a recording of the presentation. Mary said that unfortunately there were not enough people in attendance to the audit, that we need to, if you're all agreeable, to make a motion to accept the audit and to have it brought to the full council for their approval. So any questions for Mary on the FY25 audit?
To a motion.
I will make that motion.
All right, I'll
Accept.
second the motion.
Christine Joy,
Accept.
Stephen Santisonio,
Accept.
Mike Perez,
Accept.
Becky Coletta.
Accept.
All right, thank you. All right, Sean,
And just one thing, if I could, I
go
just
ahead, Mary.
really, really, really want to take the time today, as well as for the council meeting tomorrow. The work that Brenda, Sean, and the departments have done to get the information in a very short period of time is nothing shy of a miracle. And I just want to give a shout out to all the work that they do. It is also Charlie and other departments because they ask for information. AAA is complicated, but just a shout out to the staff for the great work they've done.
And Mary, another shout out. I think that the audit results are excellent as well. So once again, it showed, what a fine job that Brenda and Sean and all of the people that are managing the grants for us, staff. What a great job everybody's doing, keeping us in line with what we're supposed to be doing.
It is. And sometimes it's hard, right? When there's so many things and projects and grants coming in. But I always say the audit is our number one. We want to walk out every year with a clean audit. And as we've grown with new grants and everything, we continue to have such a great. So with the support of the council, the finance committee, I know we're spending a lot more time than we want to on this, but it really, I can't underscore the importance and the support of all the staff.
Great, thank you. Job well done. Sean, do you want to take OPEB trust update?
Certainly. Meg, can you bring up that graph again? Thank you. So, for those of you that weren't in the OPEB trust meeting, this is effectively the trailing 12 months of results for our investment fund. We most recently had switched to a different investment partner from Rockland Trust, and we have seen some pretty positive returns. We've seen returns, positive returns in 11 of the last 12 months, and have grown the fund by approximately $270,000. So, and placing our total investment value at just over 1.5 million. Does anybody have any questions as to why we're doing this? Okay, so with with the OPEB fund, part of the reason, part of our goal here is to be fully funded so that we no longer have to make contributions, and that the value of the fund will take care of itself. I believe Charlie and we looked at this the other day. I believe we are projected for approximately 2035 to be fully funded. The goal at that point would be is that we make the withdrawals that we need to in order to cover the costs of retirement benefits for our retirees and survivors. So again, pretty good rate of return over this past year. 16.99% was the published return on the OPEB statement. We have seen some pretty good months. March was really only our only downturn. And we did have a small blip in being able to make our normal contributions due to a fraud event and creating a more secure contribution system. We have since reestablished that and are caught up with our full investment plan of $60,000 per year.
Great, thank
Anybody
you,
have any
Sean.
questions?
Yeah, any questions for Sean?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, Mary, status of state retirement legislation.
Actually, there is a OCPC run building update. I don't think that we need an actual.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong agenda.
That's okay. Because I wanted to be quick on this one. We already had the approval previously from the council for us because we procured. So was there something else that besides this, staff? Why we were looking for an action? Yeah, so as Brenda already reported, we have made some repairs to the roof, and the work that's being done has been incredible. So I would just say at this point there's no update.
And no action required.
No action required. I apologize for that.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
So the state retirement legislation, I'll go right into that. It is both our bill, the Mass Association of Regional Planning Agencies, and the State Treasurer bill are both in the Ways and Means Committee. And on our last meeting with the other directors across the state, they're continuing to work and having conversations with the Chair of Ways and Means, which, by the way, Senate Ways and Means Chair Michael Roderick is going to be at the Chamber, Metro South Chamber on Friday. So we'll continue to advocate. But at this point, they're going to be looking for ways to maybe have the legislation be attached to an outside. Charlie, what's the terminology? I'm losing it.
Well, Steve referred to it as like a vehicle, so it'd perhaps be the Municipal Empowerment Act. So
Thank you. So we keep this on the agenda for finance and the council meeting because it's an important matter. It could have huge fiscal impact, but at this point, legislation's been filed and there's no action required for this item. Thank you, Charlie.
Great. Thank you, Mary and Charlie, on that one. All right. Update on state and federal actions.
I will take this one to say that we keep this item as well, just because we started off January of 2025 with a lot of executive orders and not sure where we're going to be. In the meantime, we have continued to work through the year. Obviously, the PRISM, the PPPP funding, the 1.9 has come through. And then we are hearing some indications that we may be receiving some forward action on the Economic Development Administration. But we get updates. If in fact you're interested in receiving any updates that we receive from federal funding sources, I usually send it to Becky and to Christine when there are information. But if any members of the council would like to have any updates, certainly can pass that along. But staff is monitoring. People like Paul Umano receives updates just from his contacts. So as soon as we hear anything, we try to make sure internally we know to adjust. But so far, knock on wood, and as Sean reported earlier, that some funding seems to be loosening as well as getting reimbursed, right? We can't have our funding going out without getting reimbursements, but we seem to be in a good position right now. Charlie, were you going to add anything?
not so much to state and federal actions. I was going to talk about the PPPP vehicle. I
Please.
think that's
Thank
under
you.
other business.
Nope. Why don't we talk?
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to move on to that, Charlie?
Sure. Well, we just wanted to inform the committee that one of the items included in the Public Process Prioritization Program grant was a capital purchase of a new vehicle for Old Colony Planning Council. And we're getting very close to the actual purchase of that vehicle. What we're purchasing is a 2025 Ford E150 Lightning crew cab. It'll be used for traffic counting, public participation, etc. But just for the committee's information, the vehicle cost is approximately $65,200. So that's one of the things we will have to, when you purchase a vehicle, we'll have to float that for at least a month. But it's a 100% reimbursable cost through the federal grant. So we just wanted to bring that to the committee's attention, that there'll be that initial outlay of capital funds to purchase a vehicle, but it will be reimbursed
And
100% through the grant.
Is there
And
an
before
electric
anybody-
charger nearby where you would store the car?
But there's charging stations in the Adams garage, but then also in the Brockton Area Transit garage, and then also in the Brockton Area Transit service slot. We currently house the current vehicle in the Adams garage in downtown Brockton.
Okay, just curious.
And before anybody asks, we do have the reserves to float that. That's why we share the financials. And thank you, Charlie, for bringing it up. You will see it, maybe not this time around, but you'll be seeing it in the near future on the financials. Thank you, Charlie. And the in terms of bidding, it's on the state bid list, the combine. So we met all the criteria for meeting the procurement process.
Great. Thank you, Mary and Charlie, for that information. Any other business? Okay. All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn, and hopefully we'll see you all at tomorrow's full council meeting. Do we have a second?
Second,
All right. All in favor?
Thank you, guys. Good
Thank
night.
you.
All right. Good
And
night,
hope-
everybody. We'll see you
Hopefully you
tomorrow.
don't see me with the hat on tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have a hat on tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody. Thank you for
Night.
coming.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.